to the national economy. Earlier today, Hillary Clinton attacked Donald Trump on his economic plan.
He wants to give tax cuts to big corporations, millionaires, Wall Street money managers. He's even created a new tax loophole that we call the Trump loophole, because it's really good for Trump. It would let millionaires and billionaires cut their tax rate in half.
Trump's economic advisor, Steve Moore, is with me now. Steve, thanks for the time. What do you think of Hillary Clinton's comments? And we should note she is herself a millionaire, so personally would be affected as well by Trump's tax plan.
Oh, to be able to make $250,000 to give a speech. I'd be rich, too. Look, we want that. This is exactly what we want the discussion on for the next 2 or 3 months, for people to look side by side at what Donald Trump has put forward to liberate the economy from this malaise it's been in for, 8, 9 years versus what Hillary is talking about. So let's address for just a minute what Hillary just talked about. It is true. The Donald Trump plan will cut the tax rate on businesses in America, the corporate tax and the small business tax, to 15%. That's the heart of our plan. We believe that is going to generate millions and millions of new jobs. We believe that's going to bring companies back to the United States. And Donald Trump said, look, I don't want this just to be for Microsoft and General Electric and large corporations, although we have to cut our corporate tax, as you know. I want it to be for small businesses, too. So
no, Steve, it's a great idea. I mean, it also keeps American companies, right, from wanting to buy companies overseas and then move their headquarters so that they can pay 13 or 15% in Ireland versus 35%, and then with whatever deductions they can cobble together.
You're exactly right. And we've seen this happen week after week, month after month for the last 5 years of great American companies like Burger King and Medtronic and companies like Pfizer. Walgreens is talking about leaving. That's a crisis. That's a crisis when major American companies that are iconic for our country are leaving the United States and, as you said, going to Ireland. But our point is, we also want the small businesses. We talked to a lot of small business owners, said, wait, if you're going to cut the tax rate for corporations, what about us? And Trump said, yeah, we want it to be for everybody. So if that's the charge that Hillary's making, that we have a low tax on businesses, we stand guilty of that. We want to do that. By the way, she wants to raise the small business tax up from 40% to almost 45, 46%. We're at 15, she's at 46. Which is a better small business agenda?
I think the simplification plan that he's talked about, I feel like every American citizen is like, thank goodness, because it's so painful in the current state to figure out for a lot of people their bracket. They don't necessarily want to hire an accountant. Almost everyone has been screaming for simplicity for years.
So we estimate under the plan that we've put forward that somewhere between 80 and 90% of Americans will no longer have to itemize their deductions. They'll no longer have to keep, I don't know about you, Deirdre, I have shoe boxes in my closet with all the receipts from this and that. You don't have to put up with that anymore.
Steve Moore.
So, I'm going to be able to burn all those receipts because you'll just take a standard itemized deduction that everybody gets, and you're not going to have all those, the complexity of keeping all the itemized deductions. But again, the heart of the plan is, how do we make American businesses more competitive? How do we keep them here? How do we allow them to grow? You've talked about this on your show, that the big problem for so many American companies now is that they are profitable. And look what's happened with the stock market. They're making a profit, but they're not reinvesting that money into job-producing activities. And that's what we want them to do.
Yeah. Steve Moore, he's lucky to have you. So are we. Thank you, sir.